Welcome back, everyone, to Random Thoughts. It's that time. The nightmare is almost at an end. Fright Night number 3 finals is here, and we're featuring A-Trend and Gamer 24/7. Let's jump in. All right, here we are, our first map of the finals. As compared to the previous rounds where I was just picking a smattering of different games, we're going to talk about all 3 games from Fright Night number 3's finals. This is for all the marbles, as they say. In this case, we're playing for 3 Dreadful packs, and, well, both players are going to get some physical Phobies swag in the form of some hoodies, which is really awesome. Second place isn't going to walk away empty-handed. They're, of course, going to get 2 Dreadful packs as well, but it's also the bragging rights of saying that you won the entire event. So let's jump into game number 1. Just before we actually jump in, though, want to let everybody know that, of course, the prizes are sponsored by the official devs, Smoking Gun Interactive, so shout out to them. I am, of course, sponsored by the Phobies team as well as a content affiliate, and clearly, as mentioned, for the prizes for the event. Just want to get it out there. Got to get the disclaimer in before we jump in. All right, so our blue player A-Trend here is starting off with Cassowary and Cowbell. I hope everybody out there is taking notes, since we have 2 players that are consistently at the top of the ladder. These are among the best players in the game, and they fought through a whole lot of stiff competition on their way to the top of this particular event. Now, Gamer has gone with another traditional opener. It is Stabby into Cat. It's kind of taken hold on a variety of maps, but also here on Biff's Room. Now, the follow-up from A-Trend is going to be a Murder Wing. Not really surprising. It offers a lot of damage. It's going to give them board control, but it's not quite enough to deal with this double turret response, at least not yet. The 2-to-1 panic point advantage means, however, that we do have to have something happen from Gamer in order to try and, actually clean this up. Clean up the remnants of, well, maybe not remnants, but what's remaining of A-Trend's forces. Now, this was a cool play. Normally, I think a lot of people would have leapt onto the Cat, but the expenditure of the leap and the meatball, especially due to the slow-moving offensive from Gamer, means that you can clean this up. This is going to allow the Cassowary to live, because otherwise, Cat and the Stabby potentially threaten it. Plus, it gets some free damage on the Stabby. With these turrets, it's super important to try and whittle them down whenever you can, so that way you can take them down to a more manageable size. Now here, the damage is going down on Murder Wing. We're probably going to get a retreat from both the Cassowary and Murder Wing. Stabby moving up, but Gamer reinforces their army with an A-wall and then banking to 5. So I'm curious to see what medium-sized Phobie we'll see, or will be a bank to the higher end, because many players, myself included, have been moving into that sort of game plan. Establish the early presence and then bank for something big to try and take over the game. So we get an A-wall advancing here. To recap the point, shocker, Cat came in to fill out A-Trend's team, but the 5-cost Phobie that appears is actually a spider. This is kind of cool because it will be able to eliminate the Stabby relatively simply. But we're getting a very bold play from A-Trend here. We're getting the leap onto Stabby. The Stabby advances to eliminate the A-wall, and then we're getting a meatball to not quite finish. Oh, okay, here we go. Never mind. I had a brain fart for a second. I thought that the Cat already attacked, but the Cat deals the lethal blow to Stabby. Now we're maxed out for Phobies for our blue player with a Gonzo Bonzo. Because of the takedown on that Stabby, it means that Gamer's forces have just hemorrhaged a lot of position. There's not much that they can do despite the yoink. It does allow poison to go down here, but as far as I know, A-Trend has access to Clinico and Muffin. It's going to take some juggling here. It's going to take a little bit of effort, but it can be done. So after the smoke clears, we have a weak... Oh no, never mind. A-Trend's going for the value. A buffed up Stabby's going to get double hits on this spider, and squash goes the bug. It's a dead spider. It's a dead spider, folks. This is a fairly dominating game so far from A Trend. It just feels like Gamer has overstepped just a hair on a few different fronts each time, and when you're talking about players at this caliber, the game just kind of ends. The game just kind of ends. Yes, Gamer has gotten some pickoffs here and there, but as you can see, 6 keys to 6 keys. Get the snipe on the jar. We're going to see some damage going down on Bo Mangles here. And we're also going to get a concession. And honestly, I can understand why. Even with 6 keys to 3 remaining here, it's going to be tough. You can get a kill here, but that means that this Bo Mangles cannot escape. It will die. And that leaves Snowball, 1 or 2 other Phobies this turn, into this defensive posture. That's a lot to try and fight through. So GG, let's take a look at Game 2. Game 2 of the finals for Fright Night number 3. As mentioned, I am sponsored by the Phobies team officially as a content affiliate, and they are giving us some prizes. You can check out the other rounds in some of the other YouTube videos, and if you want to check out any other Random Slots content, especially Phobie stuff, hit up the live stream RTChompGG over on Twitch. Link for that and Discord are in the description if you are interested in participating in Fright Night. Likes and subscribes is always help. But enough of that nonsense. Let's talk about game number 2 between Gamer and A Trend. This time around, we're zoning into Vile Vortis number 11. Gamer is in the blue trunks, A Trend in the orange. We get what is now the accepted normal opener. You get your 3 movement, cap the middle point. The question is always going to be, what's the follow-up here for the orange player? In this case, all 6 keys have gone into Phobies. Get a cat, get a cassowary, get their own snowball. Now, the movement here from Gamer is a little peculiar. The reason being is you could have a variety of different setups on this that would allow you to cap different points. Namely, you could send the cat to the bottom, send the snowball to the top, and then swing the snowball back. Why does this matter? Well, capping this bottom point is relevant, of course. Secondly, you can leave this panic point because this is safe. Your opponent's not going to steal this one. You want to reinforce the ones that they're going to try and go after. But speaking of reinforcements, we do actually get a Gin Sting, which allows Gamer to bank to 6. We'll see if that is exactly what they need. Hevo is the play from our orange player. Not unexpected. Lobbers on this map, I think anybody who took even a cursory glance at it is immediately going to go, yeah, that seems pretty good. That seems okay. This is a bold move from Gamer, though. We get 2 Phobies ending up on lava because an investment into their own Hevo was made in order to take down this cat. Now, Snowball could slide to the bottom, but instead we just got a retreat from this cat, which is in a somewhat odd position. This is presumably to dodge an invade from Cassowary and Snowball. The damage here matters, but maybe okay. It may be okay. We do have a healing spot on this map, of course, so we may just get the Phobies rotating onto it, and then realistically it's not going to matter. But instead, we don't have Gamer doing that. It's actually a more defensive posture, getting a Klepto added to the army with a 3-2 panic point advantage for blue. With this forward posture, or excuse me, for orange, with this forward posture for orange, they can threaten a number of things. But in this case, they're just looking to solidify a further panic point advantage, which I can certainly understand, and this is one of the things that I really like to try and force on this map, and that's Mount Crushmore. Between the blocks, the breaks, and the lobs, it pretty much is the whole thing. You got everything you want. All the things you want. So in the meantime, we're getting some repositioning from Gamer here. Just trying to get stuff set up so that way they can stage and invade potentially with this Miss Moffat. Panic point advantage is still orange, but the bleeding has been stemmed. And as mentioned in all the other game breakdowns, this is, of course, everything's at level 1. You may have noticed, why are the Phobies doing so little damage? Why are the panic points not doing damage? I thought these players were fairly high stress level and at the top of the ladder. Well, guess what? They are, and they are, and we're all at level 1s because we're trying out the new tournament mode, and so far everybody loves it. But let me know down in the comments if you're interested in playing in tournaments and what you would like to see. So the positioning battle continues as both players are juggling Phobies to try and find where they can probe for a weakness in their opponent's defenses. Finally, a 1 key makes an appearance on our blue player side of the board, allowing them back to 9, which means any Phobie, or well, maybe not any combination of Phobies, but a lot of combination of Phobies are on the table for next turn. In the meantime, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... No, we do, in fact, have 7 Phobies for our orange players, so they are locked into what they have on the board, although, realistically, this Contortio is not long for this world. The question is, will a Yoink be valuable here? I don't believe so, because the spider could have slid to the middle, but it doesn't look like it was representing anything all that relevant. Hevo is in fact going to end the tyranny of orange panic point advantage, and we do get double Hevo. There aren't enough keys to get the trifecta, but Hevo 3.0 does make an appearance. This is relevant because while A-Trend has 10 keys, the Hevo is already deployed to the board and can try and get something set up, plus you have Spider to enable potentially something very mean. Motherload is the answer. That's an interesting choice. We're roughly halfway through the game at turn 14 of 31, a little bit under, I know. But we're going to start seeing where things really decide the game in the next few turns, I'd expect. So the last of the keys for our blue player are invested in Ray Chargels. This is all they're going to have. This is all they're going to have for the remainder of the game. A quick cassowary pickoff there, maybe an overextension from our orange player. They still have 8 keys, though. It may have actually just simply been to free up some space. A little bit of stray damage going down on Hevo, but a single hit from a plain Hevo onto Hevo 3.0, not going to get the job done. Mr. Tramples chews up the vast majority of the remaining keys. This is something you don't see very commonly at all, let alone on this map. But Mr. Tramples represents an enormous amount of damage, even at level 1. 550. Remember, everybody's health is scaled. That's a huge chunk of damage right there. So we get the big retreat, or maybe not big retreat, but a retreat from our blue player. Panic point advantage goes to them, and they have pretty much everything covered. So the Gonzo Bonzo is going to power up the Mr. Tramples. It allows a big hit to go down onto the Spider and the Hevo. And that's going to be a dead Spider if, and in fact, A-Trend does want it. And a 4-to-1 panic point advantage, them. It doesn't come without cost, however. This Hevo now is in position to just absolutely smash both Ginsting and Motherload. Get that AoE action going. A little AoE in conjunction with Klepto and the Ray Chargels. I imagine this Motherload is dead, truthfully. I expect Ginsting and Motherload go down this turn, but we'll have to see how this actually plays out. This is a cool repositioning with the Klepto going to the north here. It could have easily gone one space north of Ray Chargels, but instead it's in position to deal with the Hevo and the Crushmore. I have to imagine that... Whoop, Gamer counted this up. 8, 15. So it will require hits from all of these, the Snowball, Fireball, double Crushmore, and double Hevo in order for the Klepto to go down. That is probably acceptable to A-Trend, but at the same time, Gamer's going to be able to retaliate with even more AoE from this Hevo. As you can see, I don't know if that's where that Snowball should be. This Hevo 3.0 is putting in a lot of work. This Hevo's putting in a lot of work. Alright, so Snowball is the first one to eat it. Obviously, we're going to get Ray Chargels tagging the enemy Hevo. Ginsting is without bees at the moment. But now Hevo's collapsing onto... Oh, in this case, it's actually Mr. Tramples. Stemming the bleeding on the panic points, but still panic point advantage orange, and we are getting kind of down there. 3,800 to 6,000. But that's a very healthy Hevo 3.0. Although Electrocat, who has made an enormous impact in this event, does make an appearance here. Maybe this Hevo 3.0 isn't quite so healthy. In fact, it's a dead Hevo 3.0. Was it worth it? We'll have to see. We're closing in, 8 turns left in the game. Obviously, Ray Chargel is going to eliminate the Hevo. So now we get pseudo invade here, but we're just basically slowly demolishing all the forces of A-Trend. The value from the Hevo 3.0 was getting there to begin with. It already was putting in a ton of work. There was a bunch of AoE going down. The only question is now you have a Mr. Tramples on the heart and 4-to-1 panic point advantage. Four to one panic point advantage. I'm not too worried about this Electrocat dying, but the question is, how are you going to get this Mr. Tramples? Is this low enough? 1,000 health. 2450 health on the heart. Mr. Trample's doing its best work, but it has to reposition, meaning that doesn't quite get the 1,000 damage output. Gotta recap some panic points, stem this bleeding, which this is probably the bigger thing. Mr. Tramples would have died. I guess maybe there's nothing else that could have been done by A-Trend. I mean, the Tramples is gonna die, right? If it stayed on the point, it only would have mattered if it died to the fire. But you would have gotten double hits with this. Regardless, it's still a panic point advantage orange. With 500 health left on this heart, this game is coming down close. Coming down to the wire. But now, just like that, panic point advantage blue. Only Gonzo Bonzo holding down the fort for A-Trend. 2 turns left in the game. I think we all know where this one is going. Gonzo put up a good fight. Gonzo put up a fight. But couldn't quite take it down in the end. At the end of the day, Game 2 is going to go to Gamer. Well played and GG to both players. We have a game number 3 in the finals of Fright Night number 3. Let's go check that one out. Here we go. It's Game 3 of the finals of Fright Night number 3. A-Trend in the blue trunks, Gamer in the orange trunks. Crypto is going to decide who takes home first place. Let's jump in. So A-Trend's opening up with a fairly unique opener here. Solo Cat and Bank to 5. This has to be something that A-Trend had in their pocket. Now, Gamer opens up with Cat and Unicorn. Neither player is elected for a Gravedigger yet, which is commonly on this map. Ah, we get the Grimes opener. Pseudo Grimes opener. It obviously happened on turn 2. But we get the Grimes. Grimes, because of its burrow, is able to cap the center panic point and threaten, well, Grimes things. Does Grimes get super grimy this game? We'll see. We get a meatball to cripple Grimes, we'll say. 800 health. I mean, it's almost literally half the health. It's pretty close. So this Grimes is going to have to back off, but it's dimensional, not undead. There's a healing spa. It's going to be there for a while. And Stabby is the follow-up from A-Trend. 2-to-1 panic point advantage, and at this stage, it's going to be difficult for Gamer to appropriately hold the center. There's a lot of potential damage here. Meatball won't be live, but Unicorn and the Murder Wing could threaten a Grimes if A-Trend tries to get cheeky and take out this cat with the Grimes. It would necessitate it being on the lava, so we're likely not going to see that. Instead, we're going to get a Murder Wing of their own. That allows the blue cat to slide in, not to be confused with Electrocat, the blue player's cat. And that hurts. The Grim Reaper has claimed its first kill. eliminating the cat in this way and the positioning from the murder wing, which it probably didn't need to be there. Maybe Gamer had done the math and said, okay, the lava won't kill Grimes if that play happens. But ultimately, it's now a powered up Grimes. What is Grimes at level 1? Powered up Grimes is doing 600 damage at a clip. That may not sound impressive to everyone out there who's higher stress levels at this point, but at level 1, that is super powerful. It's a lot of damage. And in fact, Grimes is going to continue to grow. In this case, only 2 attacks can be threatened, and it has 1,200 health at the moment. It'll be less. It'll be less. But at this stage, it's a big enough threat that if Gamer commits, it could be really dangerous because you got a Stabby and a Gin Sting ready and willing to greet the oncoming forces. Yeah, Grimes is farming. Chad is right. Harvesting the wheat. We just get a pass from our orange player, bank to 6, which is a bold move. I imagine some traps went down, but we're going to get an invade here. Oh, no. Look, oh, no. Grimes, baby. $1,000 attack. Oh, no. I don't know if Gamer just tilted because of the earlier Grimes attacks or what, but that, yeah. That is savage. I think at this stage the writing is on the wall and Gamer has just kind of accepted. It's too late to handle Grimes now. I think you're right. At this point, it's even before the Klepto kill, this was a very threatening Grimes, and I think that Gamer just kind of knew the writing was on the wall. Arguably an anticlimactic finish to the end of Fright Night number 3 in the finals, but realistically, that's what happens when, as I mentioned in game 1, high-level players, even a minor misstep can snowball. That guy is mad. Victory. Chat's going nuts with the emotes, so shout out to all the competitors. A-Trend, congratulations. Gamer, we'll get him next time. Maybe. We'll see. Hope to see everybody again and more people in the next Fright Night. We'll do a wrap-up afterwards, but I'm just kind of filling silence here realistically. You can see Gamer has appropriately, well, maybe not appropriately, but that's not the right word, has just kind of accepted it at this point. So when asked who won, the answer is Grimes won the finals. Yeah. But the pilot is what matters. Come on, we want to see the finish with Grimes on the stim now that it's a 2,200 attack Grimes. 2,200 attack Grimes. That is absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Things you don't expect to see. We'll actually skip through this, chat. All the keys are now on the table. Grimes is just feasting on everything. I think there was a Grimes needed diet, he ate too much. Grimes is in fact fed. And I think the agreement between the players is we just want to see how big Grimes can get. We'll check what the final damage is at the end of the game. That will be worth it. Get a little more harvesting action going on. Only Bachelor remains of Gamer's forces. Well played. Well played. 2,400 damage is the final tally for Grimes. Once again, GG, well played to both players. Congrats on making it to the finals. A-Trend, congrats on winning Fright Night number 3. So that's the whole event, everyone. If you want to join Fright Night, hit up the Random Slots Discord. It'll be in the video description. You can, of course, come by the live stream RTChompGG over on Twitch to see some live Phobies action. And of course, likes and subscribes, follows, all that fun stuff always helps. I'm looking forward to running some more Fright Nights. This was a lot of fun. I hope everybody had as much fun as I did, because if they did, I had a blast. It was awesome observing these games. It was fun running the event, and I'm looking forward to more of them. But that's going to do it for this one. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And Black Lives Matter.